Hey guys, welcome to ScentSaga. This is Deep, and today I have 3 perfumes from the house of Arabian Aroma that I want to share with you. And this is my honest opinion and review after using them for almost a month. The 3 perfumes that I have with me are basically clones or inspired versions of one, Dior Sauvage. The second one is the inspired version of Tere, Hermes, and the third one is an inspired version of Rasasi Hawas. So without wasting any more time, I'll get started with the video and share what exactly I found about Arabian Aroma's inspired version perfumes. So before I get started with the video, I wanted to show how the packaging of Arabian Aroma's perfumes look. This comes in box like this. I mean, it's a decent package. It has got the details at the back. The front is basically the branding and everything. And this is, by the way, 50 milliliter bottles, and they sell for around 700 rupees each for a 50 milliliter. The concentration is extra de parfum, which is basically higher concentration than EDP, which is basically perfume extract, which ensures that their perfumes stay longer than expected. Do they stay longer? We are going to find out in the review. So now let me get started with the first perfume that I have on my list today, which is an inspired version of Dior Sauvage. The bottle basically looks like this. It has got a minimalistic look, sticker at the front, a decent atomizer. It's not something to be very wowed about, but this is something that works great for the budget of 700 rupees for the bottling and everything in the packaging. I think this is decent. By the way, there's this plastic cap at the top, which doesn't really feel cheap at all. It feels decent for the price. Here, the lookout should be value for money. So in that aspect, basically this gets the job done. Now, what about the smell profile of the inspired version of Dior Sauvage? The smell profile is around 90% accurate, be it the top, be it the middle, be it the base. It has got the same citrusy, peppery opening at the top, the lavendery feel at the mid, and at the base it has got that woody tone to it. So all in all, I mean, if you want to check the notes of Dior Sauvage, there are tons of videos out there. So I'm not going to discuss the notes or break down the notes over here in this video. I'm just going to talk about if this smells like Dior Sauvage, and the answer is yes. And if you want me to make a video about the clones of Dior Sauvage, I have tons of clones of Dior Sauvage lying in my cupboard. So if you want me to make a video about that, do hit me up in the comment, and in the future I will make a video about it. So for now, Dior Sauvage inspired version smell profile, it's awesome. I really like the blend. It's not synthetic at all. I mean, it doesn't really feel that harsh alcoholic blast or something. This is good. I mean, for 700 rupees, 50 milliliter, I think this is a great value for money option for somebody looking for the Dior Sauvage clone. And I would say, rather than trying a lot of perfumes out there suggested by a lot of YouTubers, go ahead and try this one. I don't think you will be disappointed. Now, what about the performance? Longevity wise, it stays around 6 to 7 hours. For the first 5 hours, this is properly noticeable. For the next 2 hours, which is like 5 hour to 7 hour mark, it becomes a soft, very soft, close proximity perfume. So anybody coming in very close to you will be able to get the whiffs of it. In terms of the projection, it projects properly for the first 1 hour. The next 30 minutes, it starts getting low in the projection aspect. And by the 1.5 hour mark, it becomes a very soft projecting perfume. Does that mean that nobody will be able to notice it? The answer is no. They will be able to notice it. It's not a beast mode projecting perfume by any means. However, this is a long-lasting perfume. I have used around 8 sprays of the perfume, 4 on the skin, 4 on the clothes, and in the weather where I am, which is not super humid, not super hot, this is performed for the first 7 to 8 hours properly. 8 hours, it's a maximum stretch. I mean, after that, you won't be able to detect it. For the first 6 to 7 hours, you will be okay with this perfume. Again, for 700 rupees, the lasting of 6 to 7 hours with decent projection and good smell profile, I think this is a good choice. My final recommendation for Dior Sauvage, inspired version by Arabian Aroma, good one. Now I will move on to the next one, which is basically their inspired version of Tere Hermes. This basically has a different sticker, but apart from that, everything else, the packaging, again, similar. And in terms of the smell, I really love clones of Tere Hermes. I have got Fatan, I have got Toro. I already made a video about the inspired versions of Tere Hermes. I will put up a card so that you can check it if you haven't. And this has been one of the recommendations in that video itself, because honestly, I was surprised at the quality as well as the smell structure that Arabian Aroma was able to, replicate in this particular perfume. There's Wildstone Coat Terre, which is a good alternative, but it lacks that performance, while this one has the good scent profile as well as has got the performance as well. I was surprised that, it's not as beast mode as Fatan, but it's decent in projection. It's not long lasting, like super long lasting or something, but again, 6 to 7 hours you're gonna get out of this as well. This also comes in that 700 rupees for a 50 milliliter bottle, and in terms of the smell structure, this is around 90% there in terms of the smell structure. In terms of the projection, again 6 to 7 hours, with projection being around 1 to 1.5 hours, longevity around 6 to 7 hours, and equally performs as the Dior Sauvage. So I was completely happy with my purchase of the first two perfumes, which is Dior Sauvage inspired version and Hermes inspired version. So these two are kind of my recommendation. If you haven't tried these two, go ahead and do that. I think you will not be disappointed. Now let me talk about the third perfume that I have on my list, which is basically the inspired version of Rasasi Hawas. Straight up, this is not exactly a replicate of Rasasi Hawas like the previous two. While the previous two were like 90% clones of their original version, this is around 70%, I would say. The stickering is again different. Rest, it's all same. Now, in terms of the smell structure, it has got the marine notes, it has got the fruity notes, but it misses out on that bubblegummy vibe that Rasasi Hawas has, as well as it's not exactly there in terms of the smell structure. I have to give it to Hawas. There is something that is there in their smell profile which makes them unique, and till date I haven't smelled anything which is exactly or 90% replica of Hawas. And there is a few perfumes which are almost there. Some has the top kind of similar, some has the mid kind of similar, but not exactly they can be said as 100% clones. Same goes for this one. In terms of an individual standalone perfume, is it good? Yes. I don't like sweet perfumes, and that is the reason I don't typically use it. And that is the reason this has the highest amount of juice left in it. But in terms of the smell structure, is it a bad perfume? No. Is it harsh synthetic? No. Is it something that I can recommend to somebody? Yes. But is it a clone of Rasasi Hawas? No. It's around 70%-ish. Performance wise, this stays a little bit lesser than the other two. I would say 5 hours to 5.5 hours this would stay. Projection wise, this projects more heavily. For the first 1 to 1.5 hours, this projects with more strength than the previous two. However, longevity wise, this is a bit lesser, around 5.5 hours max you're gonna get out of this. In terms of the pricing, it's again similar, 700 rupees for a 50 milliliter bottle. So if anybody's out there looking for something in the ballpark of Hawas, I think you can go for this one. But keep in mind, this is not an exact replica. Now coming to the conclusion about the three perfumes. In my finding, I saw a few Reddit posts, I saw a few videos, I saw a few comments which stated that Arabian Aroma is kind of not a good company in terms of the perfumes that they are making. But after I got them, I have tested them for almost over a month or more than a month. I can 100% say with my own conviction that the inspired version of Dior Sauvage and the inspired version of Tere are really good find. Hawas version not 100% over there, but still not a bad choice. In terms of the pricing, they are really good. Value for money. 700 rupees 50 milliliter I think is decent for what they're offering. By the way, these perfumes are IFRS certified, so basically they're safe on the skin. However, in some of the bottles, I did see that they have mentioned apparel perfume, and then in some bottles they have not mentioned that. So I was kind of confused. So I reached out to the brand asking them if they're safe on the skin. And in the website as well as by their comments, I saw that yes, they are IFRS certified, so they are basically safe on the skin. So with that aspect about the safety, they have got that covered too. Well, that was it in terms of the video about Arabian Aroma. If you have found this video to be helpful, do hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button if you like these kind of contents. And by subscribing to the channel, you're going to motivate me to create more videos as such in the future. This is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.